Greetings from Shanghai. I finally made it to Shanghai, back again, by the way, here's Neil. And I just want to talk about a topic which might be a little bit more niche, because so far most of my channel is about Chinese EV stocks, right? Including Tesla, because I think essentially kind of Tesla is a Chinese company in many ways, the way how successful the Giga Shanghai is, and many more aspects of it. Anyways, this topic here is about AI, the buzzword of ChatGPT, and now what are Chinese companies doing in this regard, who might be an interesting investment, and also the big names like Alibaba, Baidu, Tencent, what is their role there in this regard? So first of all, let me come up with this thesis that I think the time for the big ones might be over. What do I mean by that? I think maybe it's not as attractive anymore to invest in companies like Alibaba and Tencent, despite the whole idea of AI will be promoted by and run and innovated by those big companies in a big way. But I do have the feeling that on the consumer side, these companies might be struggling to kind of invent themselves. I think each of these companies has different approaches. For example, I think Alibaba is a totally different company now than Tencent, although they have been competing in the past around many of the services that they're offering. But I do think that Tencent is somewhat much more moving in the direction of actually becoming a B2B player. So I think the big times of WeChat are kind of fading out a little bit. And what does it mean for investment? Well, I think Tencent will only be a good investment in terms of that if they are very good in the future at innovating new services in the area of, let's say, Industry 4.0, cloud innovation, and that might involve AI. But I'm not a big fan of anything that has to do with something like ChatGPT, that sort of likes of innovative services, AI-based, but facing the consumer of these companies. Because frankly, there will be regulation for it, and that might be even necessary. We have the first draft documents, and Chinese government is currently trying to get some public opinion on that matter. But I do think that's not even the point. I do think the fact that China has not an open internet and is censoring it is actually preventing from having a AI that can actually compete with what the West is doing. So it might be more limited to specific applications. And in this thinking, I think that's why it's coming down more to niche players and niche applications and niche business models. So that's again why I think a company like, for example, Baidu could be more innovative and more interesting for AI applications than, for example, those bigger names like Tencent and Alibaba. Because, well, and by the way, Baidu is also doing lots of these buzzword things like ChatGPT with their own Ernie bots and so on. And I'm not a big fan of that. But what they have on top of that, I think, is more niche applications, for example, in the area of drug discovery, and other really heavily relying on years and years of research tasks, new business models that will take a long time to develop. But here's where I think Baidu has this advantage of being more niche in this way. And there might be other different names and different companies, like maybe smaller caps or even startups that we don't know of yet, that will be more targeted at some verticals there and have niche applications for AI. By the way, it's not a new. So this is why I don't invest in Alibaba or Tencent now on this AI sort of hype that is going around worldwide. And I don't think they will be particularly successful in the consumer-facing areas. Tencent might be a different story if they manage to have AI applications more in the B2B field, in my point of view. We'll see about this in the future. And other than that, I think what would be interesting is to look out more for those niche companies. And I think Baidu might be one of them. So for me, Baidu is one of the major AI companies in China. They are shifting away from really being a search engine more towards those new applications, new services that will be monetized that are currently still very, very small in revenues compared to their current business. And so this is why it may actually take some time also for their market cap to really catch up with it. But anyways, there might be more of such companies out there in the future. And my bottom line here is I don't buy this AI hype about these big names. I don't buy into ChatGPT. And I think we need to look out for those more niche companies. Baidu might be actually one of them, although they're also trying to play this big mouth game here about those recent topics. And I think their hidden gems are, for example, more in the area of the medical business, drug discovery, things like that. So that's it, quick summary here from Shanghai with a more niche topic. If you like that, let me know in the comments and I can make more of such videos. See you soon and thanks for watching.